State. It's just a great location. Our designer has selected incredible finishes that will amaze you. Available homes right now that start in the lower 300s.
Call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela. They let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day with a light breeze and an afternoon high around 38. Tonight, mainly clear skies and light winds, below near 26. Tomorrow, we'll see sunshine and light winds and an afternoon high near 48. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clutcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? Happy Wednesday. This is Jay Foreman and my main man, Austin Oerman. We're the old school crew today. We are brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, 85th and Andremat, and 168th and Maple up there in the O. Good crossover there. Then obviously we had the, I guess, breaking, but the more unfortunate news of the update.
The heartbreaking news. Of
Jack passing away, had a big influence on the state of Nebraska, on the football program, on the whole nation, and has a really, look, you have iconic plays throughout, I'm sure, Nebraska's history. From Johnny Rogers, man, woman, and child. The call, put him in the aisle. From Mike Rozier, I saw a highlight where I think they were highlighting Nebraska's blocking, but Mike Rozier had a huge play against Oklahoma. I'm thinking Terrell Farley was sacked, multiple sacks. Jamel Williams sacked in the Fiesta Bowl. Tommy Frazier's run. Amon Green. You could just
Schlesinger.
You could just go over 50,000. Irvin Fryer and all those guys and all the great players that have played here.
Flea kicker.
Yeah. All that. And then, but, really that's up there is Jack in the spring game. And, time, for whatever reason, unfortunately, didn't get to continue for him. But I think his legacy and his great work as a young dude, 19 years old, dude. I mean, 5 years old, stepping up to the plate. Obviously, his unfortunate passing. Obviously, his dad. I think sometime last year. But then Jack, it really hits home just because he, me and you were talking off air. Whether you got something going on like, pipe busted at your house or flat tire. I can't. I'm sitting out there thinking, how many times I've had a flat tire or something like that, or a so-called bad day. It definitely, puts things in perspective. And then it puts things in perspective of like people that, and I ain't one to go in relationships with, but sometimes like if you do it personally, you just let it all go. Cause look, when you see real stuff going out there, it kind of puts things more in perspective, let alone the fires in California. I mean, that's just, you got people out there. I have former teammates out there, that I didn't hear from a couple of days, like Jerry Deloche. He's fine, but still, he's got, he's newly married, got kids and stuff like that. And, I got one teammate, that actually is a firefighter and he's in Northern California, the Bay Area. Camille Loud, who I played with, who was actually on the way to move to Vegas so his son can go to Bishop Gorman. That's fine. But now he's back in California helping out down in LA. So now so it's indirectly he's displaced, but he's handling his business for a bigger cause. And that's the same thing that Jack did. So, obviously, pay the right respects for that. I was fortunate enough to just kind of go and shake hands and I wouldn't say kiss babies, but shake hands with some people at one of the Jack Hoffman Foundation events, and it was first class all the way. And I'm sure they'll continue to do it. They got some I think Jeremiah Searles is involved. Some other former Huskers are involved, so I'm sure that they'll more than continue along his legacy.
It's just another one of those things, Jay, that Husker football is kind of getting too good at dealing with, right? Between Jack Hoffman, the first run in 2013, and the work, the connections with the Team Jack Foundation, obviously everything with Sam Foltz, right? And that tragic car accident, everything that's been done with Sam Foltz, his legacy, and with his family as well. And then, of course, the one from even, last season, Greg Sharp dealing with cancer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is not trying to say woe is Nebraska. It's not a football program thing. It's a bigger than them thing. It's about these people, their families and everything. But this is a program for Nebraska football that's had a lot thrown its way, with a lot of characters that we've come to know and love have a lot thrown their way. And obviously, still the Foltz family and our thoughts and prayers, Hoffman family today, especially, and Sharp family hits a little closer to home for me personally. Just from the outside looking in as a fan base, it'd be a lot for fan base to handle, but we can't even imagine what these families are going through. So not wishing on anyone else.
Yeah.
Absolutely not, by no stretch of the imagination. But this is where I think the Nebraska community can really show why it considers itself the best fans, right? Because it rallies around families like the Hoffmans, families like the Foltzes, and families like the Sharps as well. So again, I would point people that if you were touched by Jack's story, by Andy's story, Sam's story, Greg's story, whatever it is, teamjackfoundation.org. The fight's still ongoing, even though, Jack's fight is over. The bigger picture fight isn't done yet.
Yeah. I mean, it's, just, the harsh reality of it, and it's tough. And, but you want to, obviously, remember all the great things that, he was able to do. And the great thing about it was, whether it's Greg Sharp or Jack, is that they've not just made it about them. They've kind of, spread the wealth per se. So they've done a really good job of fighting a fight that they definitely probably didn't sign up for, or definitely, especially those two dudes, and especially with Greg Sharp, a first class dude. Definitely have no problem saying he didn't deserve. So with that being said, obviously, a lot going on, obviously, in the football world. but we wanted to give our, not only condolences and thoughts, to not only, Team Jack and Jack, Hoffman Foundation, but then also a lot of other stuff that's going on across the world. So we're going to take a quick break, come back. We'll dive into a little bit of potential of the new look NCAA that was, I guess, put out there, essentially turning the college football season into an NFL offseason. I'll just talk about it from a NFL perspective. And then it would probably maybe fall suit into the, if Strick was still here, NBA. And then also we'll dive into a little bit more about the insurance policies and will this be a trend, and where is the cutoff with that trend? And then we'll talk about also some of the do's and don'ts and some of the, let's talk about, I wouldn't say the horror stories of transfer portal, but I'll say there's one pretty prominent former 5-star receiver that's been in 2 prominent universities in 4 weeks. And you've had 2 prominent coaching staffs, and one I know personally, at least I know the head coach, it was actually a few of the coaches on that staff personally that have decided to move on very quickly. And those are the things that aren't on the front page or the back page or in any page when we're talking about the portal. Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman, we'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through January 29th is $2 off bacon, $2 off summer sausage, and 20% off on crackers. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Hello, Charlie Stone here, and with me on the line is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, it's been a while since we talked. Hey, what's the latest news at Honda of Lincoln?
It has been a while, Charlie. I hope you're doing well. Happy Honda Days is in full swing, and we have over 200 new Hondas in stock right now, ready for our customers to drive home.
Wow, that's the most you've had in a long time.
It is, Charlie. And we have great lease offers and financing from just 0.9% APR.
Hey, Andy, let me tell them about the pre-owned. They have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned to choose from, with financing from 3.9% APR available. Incredible deals on new and used during Happy Honda Days, or if you need tires on your current vehicle, Honda of Lincoln is your best choice. Maybe it's time you experience the best. The Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, 4-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green!
Limitless Mail has redefined the little blue pill with our new ED trochees that melt in your mouth, delivering faster results so you can be spontaneous again. Once you try the Limitless Mail trochee, you won't go back to the little blue pill. Our trochees go right to the source through your bloodstream, leading to quicker, harder results. To experience the difference for yourself and your partner, schedule a free consult with the men's health experts at limitlessmale.com.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays. Games of bowling, shoe rental, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up
But why?
because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Salt Mine City is now open at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come check out Lincoln's newest brewery with 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager, Brick Street Amber Wheat, and so many more. There's daily drink specials like $1 off Moscow Mules on Tuesdays, $6 IPAs on Fridays, and $6 Bloody Marys on Saturdays. Stop by Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m., Fridays 4 to 11 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. It's Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, we're back. Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman, old school on this Wednesday. Appreciate your texting in. Keep texting in. Second segment. Austin, obviously a lot has been talked about how long this college football season is right now with the championship game coming up on Monday. A lot going to be going on Monday, obviously. Versus FCS that has a 24-team playoff, and they're usually done in the first week in January.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to see, and it's a little bit of the article I told you about, is that I would like everything moved up. That means so we start earlier. Even like week 0 is week 1, and you can have another week 0 before that, and then you run this off season. So whatever amount of practices that you get for the spring, was it 20 practices? 15?
I think so. 15, I think. Yeah,
whatever
15.
the number they come up with. So say they come in with 18, say if they go to 22, you just use it like the NFL offseason. You have a rookie mini camp, which would probably be your lower end roster of your players.
Bottom 35 guys of the 105.
And then in your new guys, right? Mm-hmm. Some portal guys that maybe aren't as established. And then you have a team mini camp, which is everybody combining. So those practices. And then you go back into the off season, right? And that's going to coincide with the portal probably coming in whenever Nebraska gets out of school. So whenever, if you're a quarter semester, so there's a mid-May, June. That's your kind of late free agency, as you see here. June 1 cuts if you guys are NFL, NFL free or NFL geeks or whatever you want to call them. And then you have another big mini camp, which is essentially pre-training camp in July.
Right.
And then you get a couple weeks off. You shorten down fall camp because you're closer to you're hitting.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, we're right back into it. And then therefore you're using your allotment. You're just spreading it out. Mm-hmm. And you can actually strategically work your team. The rest would be longer for a team like Ohio State, say for the guys like that, they'll be more rested, so that it lessen the injury factors going forward.
More control over how they rest their guys, depending who they get back to.
Right, and you get more out of it because you'll be able to develop guys. Because I think if you say you do 4 of those practices for your first like mini camp or whatever you want to call it, how many more reps can your 2 or 3, number 2? Say your number 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 quarterbacks get, your linemen and all that. and they can get some action. And it doesn't have to be fully padded, which all of them aren't. And so you can get a lot more work in. You can do a lot more coaching, and then you can also combine some of the veterans in there with walkthroughs and all that. I
Because
think
it's not like those top guys are sitting around doing nothing. They're doing their own.
Yeah, they'll be working
Yeah.
out. They'll be rehabbing. That you'll see guys that be able to strategically plan some cleanups and stuff like that, and go forward, with that. And I think that's the only way to do it, especially if they expand it from 12 to 16. And then you still can play. It'll lessen the dog days of summer. I think that dead period. I call it dead. I used to say, I'll tell you about my NFL experience. I'll tell you what it's like. First, I'm going to tell you what it's like in July. Then I'll tell you how my first off season went.
Oh boy.
So July, once you get done with that last team mini camp, the mandatory one, the ones that like Aaron Rodgers didn't go to, which is huge because you are on a training camp schedule. It's 5 practices in like 3 days.
Whew.
So and they're not all padded. None of them are padded, but you get after it pretty good. You should be in your best shape, and it's very competitive because you separate yourself. It's the last look before you get into real deal time. But I'm telling you, after you get home, and you usually get about a month because it was usually in June, and it's right before July 4th. So you do it, and then you kind of got a month off. I used to call it July. That's dead man walking. That's dead man walking, man. Because once you know you're getting close to training camp, number one, your mindset and your whole like aura or how you go about it changes. But there ain't no turning back.
Is it the same feeling as like kids dreading going back to school?
Yeah, but you about to be fighting every day. Because whether you're at, you're either trying to fight to keep your job or you're fighting to earn a job. Or you're fighting to make, get better in the rankings or whatever.
Either way, you're fighting.
Yeah, and and once you get in there, man, it's 5:30 in the morning, 10 at night. Every night. Now, granted, these guys now, they get days off. They
Soft.
That's subjective, but they really get days off. Our day, like, here's a funny thing. I remember now, Wade Phillips took care of us physically, which I think allowed us to always continue to play better towards the end of the season and win. Like, when I was with Dom Capers and the Texans, our day off or our like no practice, man, our walkthrough was like 3.5 hours outside in the heat, and we was meeting and lifting. So it was a shorter day. We might have got night meetings off or whatever, but he blitzed us during the day.
It's like you blitz everyone else.
But that's the way the NFL was. So you were just refined, and anytime that you could get a little piece of rest, whether it's a practice starting an hour later, you definitely would take advantage of it. So
where did you need more rest, mentally or physically?
Well, I think for me it was mental because physically you just broke down anyways.
Gotcha.
So you might feel rested, but once you start moving, you still sore. So it's more mentally because it's a grind, and you got to really stay sharp, and it depends on where you're at, what you're working on. So it's definitely tough. But but to go back to my first when I got drafted, so you get drafted. You come back. I came back. I was out in Frederick, Maryland, which is DC area, and flew back here, gathered up some stuff. Then they call you, and then you fly out there. And and I remember I never took a visit to Buffalo. To be frank, I didn't want to go to Buffalo. They just drafted Sam Cowart, who was a great linebacker in college and great rookie. He was all rookie team. They had John Holisek. So I looked around. My agent looked. He's like, hey, they got 2 young, great linebackers. What you going to go up in there for? They had another veteran that was their third down linebacker named Marlo Perry. There was no reason for Buffalo to pick me, but they did. So we get up there, and unfortunately for me, Sheldon Jackson got drafted a little bit later. So we both were on the same flight. And I'll never forget, man, we were descending into Buffalo. So you're excited. You got some apprehension. You're nervous because you wonder if you're really in good shape because you've been in the underwear Olympics for so long. And then you're worried about like, okay, am I really good? Because you're going against the best of the best. You got to think I'm looking at Thurman Thomas over there.
Whew.
And Antoine Smith, Andre Reed, Reuben Brown. I mean, there's some dudes over there, right? And John Fina, who played forever. So we had some, I wasn't going to no scrubby team now. And they were just fresh off 2-3 years in a row in playoffs and on the uptick. Eric Molds and all those guys. And I looked out that window, man. I thought it was Siberia, man. All it was Austin. Oh, I looked at Sheldon.
And you played in Nebraska.
I know.
You thought that was Siberia.
Right. And everybody like, you from Minnesota. Listen, Buffalo snow is different. I looked at Sheldon. I did the thing up there. We were on this United flight, too. It was bumpy, too. And I hate to fly. It was bumpy. I looked at Sheldon. I was like, hell no.
What are we doing?
I was like, man. I gotta get the hell up out of here. I ain't even got there yet. Because when you look over there,
As your captain speaking, turning it around, Jay Foreman doesn't want to go.
So there's a hangar, old hangar,
Mm.
and it says welcome, and it just said to Buffalo. The B had just got worn off, right? And then when you looked out there, Austin, all you saw were houses covered in snow, streets in snow, cold as heck. He gets on there. He's like, yeah, welcome to Buffalo. This, and this. And we're going to negate whatever. The weather is 9 degrees. No, it's 8 degrees. 8 degrees.
8 whole degrees.
Yeah. And then so
multiply that times 7, you're starting
right.
to talk.
So you get there, and Buffalo wasn't, it ain't a city. Like Lincoln's, like at that time, like Lincoln now is way more modern. Go to 4 Point Sheridan. So then now everybody's like, you measuring up. Now you chicken hawk and see who's who. Here comes Antoine Winfield. He first round pick. And here comes Peerless Price, who I played against the year before, and Sean Bryson was one of my best friends, and Keith Newman. And then we were in the draft class, so we kind of kicked it. Then Keon Carpenter, who ended up being one of my best friends, rest in peace. And then you get out there in that first mini camp, man. And it's cool because there's rookies out there, so it's no big deal.
Mm.
And one of my fondest memories is this dude named Dusty Renfro. He played at Texas. Never forget this, man. We in meetings, and you gotta he's like, hey Foreman, what do we got? And what do you want to be called? I was like, just call me Jay. You know what I mean? And tech controls are like, do we call you Jay Bird or just Jay? You got a nickname? I was like, no, just call me Jay. And he was like, what about you, Dusty? Right? And Dusty was from Texas.
Okay.
Little dude. He was yoked up too. He's like, call me Big Renfro. Big Renfro, right? Room goes silent. Everybody turns around. Like, tech control was like, Big Renfro? He's like, yeah, call me Big Renfro. That's the worst thing you could do is name yourself. Because all they're waiting for is when you mess up, rewind, fast forward, rewind, fast forward. So we'll fast forward. We played Seattle in the first preseason game. And
that's a long trip for a preseason game.
Who you telling?
Either way.
And the game was at night.
What are we doing?
Right. So Sam Cowart, I'll say nicely, he had a really good offseason, was a little bit overweight. To hold him accountable, which isn't even a problem. They just say, hey, look, dude, you ain't playing in the first preseason game. You ain't starting. Sam was like, cool. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They might have fined him a little bit because he was overweight, and he got it weighed down. Well, then they didn't tell me until like that morning, Jay, you starting. In the preseason game now. Right? But still.
First NFL action.
Your boy was puckered up tight. Puckered up tight, nervous and scared. That's when Ted Washington asked me, he's like, you nervous or you scared? I was like, I'm a little nervous. He's like, no, you scared. Because I was hey,
thanks, Ted.
He came with, he's like, no, you scared. He's like, you want to know why? He's like, because I was scared. He's like, you're going to be scared till about week 8. I got your back. And went out there.
Was it week 8?
About 9. But then it went away because I just thought I didn't play. Then I played, then was inactive. Then I started starting. Then I got scared again. That's how I was playing so good. I was just running scared, man. So we got out there and Dusty got in there. So I'm playing the whole game. I'm playing special teams and everything. I just dog tired, man. And they ran this like fullback like kind of like counter. Big Renfro got hit by Pete Kendall, and I'm talking about upended. We in that meeting, he's like, Big Renfro. So he fast forwarded, literally Ted Cottrell went through this tape so quick. Because after games, the rookies' jobs were we had to get pizza and wings.
Mm.
He's like, I'm gonna enjoy my pizza and wings tonight. I'm just thinking like this. Ted just like to eat. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Big Renfro, you here? Yeah, I'm here. All right, here we go. Bruce, you watching? Ted, you watching? Ted's like, yeah, I'm watching. Right? Smacking. Ted's watching, and Ted starts smacking on his wings. It's the best with it. When I tell you they killed Big Renfro for 20 minutes, hey, I mean, it was just rinse, repeat. And
why does this dude look like the exact guy that would call himself Big Renfro?
Dude, let me see what picture you got on.
I mean, just all of them.
Yeah. Oh, that's him. Yeah. Yeah, that's big. There he is. Yeah, there goes Dusty right there. That's Big Renfro right there. Yeah, that's him. And you know what? He was cool though. And I think he was married and stuff. So he was I mean, but he look, if you picture a Texas player, and he's a good looking dude, and a Texas high school player, and who he is, whatever, that's him. Big Renfro. Dusty Renfro. And that's what he said. Dusty, he Big Renfro. That's what he called himself. So yeah, it's but that's a little bit of nostalgia, but I think obviously, back on task, I think the NCAA could do make a good decision. And then, before we go to break, and obviously we want you guys on the text line to text in. I think
here's Big Renfro getting run past. Might have been that preseason game.
Yeah. There go my boy Rayon right there. Hey, for people out there, if you've never heard me talk about Rayon Hill, he's Jamie Foxx's stunt double in LA.
Okay.
We used to call him a name. I can't say it on live radio, so I'll just say Dookie Ray. And the reason why we called him that is because the way he looked in his uniform. So if you tweet out the picture or put it on the text line, if you just take a look at Rayon Hill's gloves, that'll just tell you. So we used to have these gloves. It'd be blue or red.
I'm going to tweet it from the On the Block account, not On the Block 937.
And he cut off the 2 fingers. And then he has that elbow pad. So that elbow pad morphed into an old hockey elbow pad that he got to when we went to the Sabres. So we went to a Sabres practice. He picked up an elbow pad because he had burst sack and he couldn't miss.
Yeah.
That's Rayon right there. And the other dude is Bryce Fisher. He was from Air Force, and he had the best gig. He would come in, do preseason, and go back to do his duties in Air Force for 2 or 3 years. He had all the tread on the tires. We all broke up after 4 years. He's fresh.
David Robinson style.
Yeah. So, but, before we go to break, back on task, if the NCAA wants to get some kudos, if they could get ahead of this and come out with a detailed plan of changing the offseason, it actually would make the college football playoffs, even though it's been phenomenal, even better. And I almost guarantee you will have better product. You will have less guys transfer because when you do this, you push back the transfer portal option. So you have guys finish out the bowl games, and you can maybe put a tampering thing in there, maybe like that last week or something. Say you can decide where you're going or not. Say if you're the backup quarterback at Penn State, you do that and then do it. They actually would go a long way with erasing a lot of the bad feelings towards the portal and the NIL, because that will go along with the cap and all the stuff they got going on right now.
And these programs would never admit it because they're very proud of their own traditions, and college football still wants to stand alone from the NFL. But I do think that if you look at Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, Oregon, Notre Dame, programs like that we think are going to be in the college football playoff conversation for a while to come, if you're going to go to these places to get ready for the NFL, you may as well get on an NFL calendar in college. Not that you're going to be ready for it, because
you'll be more ready,
closer to ready. You'll be 5% more ready. Doesn't hurt.
You'll be 15 to 20. I think you could evaluate guys a little bit better. I think you could
how they react to that sort of schedule.
Right, because listen, when you're in a mini camp, it ain't fun and games. Now you had to coincide it with maybe, when you don't the school work, and it might have to be on weekends versus during the week, but you could definitely stretch it out. You can develop players a little bit faster. And also I think you could not stretch yourself so thin with only 105 guys trying to put together a full, 150 guys of practice. So, obviously there's a lot to be done. That's probably why they need a college football playoff commissioner, college football commissioner.
Mhm.
You're going to need NCAA's help. You're going to need the head of conference commissioners help. And so it's going to take a full village to do it. But I think if they do it, I think the amount of money that is being spent with the TV contracts and all that will be well worth it, because the product will end up being better in a quicker, time. You won't have the big gaps between SMU and Penn State. You'll have better football. You have a better chance of seeing some upsets and creating some excitement. But then also you can really corner that market to go along with the NFL, instead of trying to fight against the NFL. Start around the same time of starting, but you get started with your games earlier because you're not the NFL, right? And they got to do because their off season
Your season's naturally shorter. You got a month less of games.
Right. And their off season isn't really an off season. They don't have mandatory workouts and all that, whereas college you do, so you can get started earlier and you can really corner like a part of the market that's very, very slow in the summertime. Baseball will be going on, but then also, football's new is probably the new American sport. So it's an opportunity for them. We'll see what happens, but we'll dive more into it as we coincide and talk about the portal and some of the, I wouldn't say horror stories, but something that I think that's going to happen more as guys are chasing this last little bit of money before the salary cap jumps in. Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman, Old School. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Salt Mine City is now open at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come check out Lincoln's newest brewery with 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager, Brick Street Amber Wheat, and so many more. There's daily drink specials like $1 off Moscow Mules on Tuesdays, $6 IPAs on Fridays, and $6 Bloody Marys on Saturdays. Stop by Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m., Fridays 4 to 11 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. It's Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100, and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
You're working out, eating right, living a healthy lifestyle, but your energy sucks. This could be a sign of low testosterone. Where do you turn for help? The answer is Limitless Male, the #1 testosterone clinic for men in the Midwest. Start by scheduling your free consult at one of our 13 clinics. If low T is the diagnosis, a custom treatment plan will get your energy back on track. What are you waiting for? Schedule your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Make the 2025 deer season your best yet. Come to the Nebraska Deer and Game Expo Friday, January 17th through Sunday, January 19th. Check out the hunting seminars, browse the hunting and outdoor exhibits, sign up for the 360 blind giveaway, compete in the Big Buck and Monster Shed contest, try the 3D shoot and more. Get tickets at the door. The Nebraska Deer and Game Expo, January 17th through the 19th at the Sandhills Global Event Center, 84th and Havelock in Lincoln. Presented by Whitetail Properties Real Estate.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through January 29th is $2 off bacon, $2 off summer sausage, and 20% off on crackers. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day with a light breeze, an afternoon high around 38. Tonight, mainly clear skies and light winds, below near 26. Tomorrow, we'll see sunshine and light winds, and an afternoon high near 48. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Inventory in Lincoln is extremely low. Current lead times for construction are running anywhere from 7 to 9 months. Having some homes that are available now is really great for our community.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
Finding affordable home in East Lincoln is getting very difficult to do, especially in a new construction. We have homes available just on the west side of Hillcrest Country Club. Prices start just over $400,000. Big ranches, 3-stall garages. Our designer has selected incredible finishes that will amaze you. To get a new construction home on that side of town for just over $400,000 is a fantastic buy.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman. Austin, do we have any giveaways?
Not that I know of right now.
Well, I'm gonna give you a trivia. There's a trivia right here. Let's see if you can get it. See if I can stump you.
Not hard to do.
All right.
Close my laptop too. Just so
what's the only venue ever to host a World Series, a Final Four, and a Super Bowl, but it's no longer
Metrodome.
Damn. Damn. I've been sitting on that all day. I read it. I got this, and man, I shouldn't have asked you. I was hyped. Thought I could say.
Sorry, not sorry.
Damn. I was gonna say, hey, me and Strick have a connection there because I think Strick, when he was with Nebraska, played up there when they lost in the tournament. Right? Was he on that team?
Ooh, might have been.
Was he on the team with Rich King?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Then when they lost up, they were the number 2 seed. That's when
They were
won
the 3 and lost to Xavier.
up in Minneapolis.
Believe so.
Was Strick on that team?
Let me see.
Text line, since Austin ruined it. Why don't you? Was Strick? I wanted to ask Strick. He left. Is Stricky's listening?
91.
No, he wasn't on that.
Was up in Minneapolis. So
That's too. Strick wasn't there. He was just in high school still.
Yeah. Starters for Nebraska: Rich King, Cliff Scales, Tony Farmer, Bo Reed, Keith Moody. Other guys that played: Carl Hayes, Eric Piatkowski, and DePriest Owens.
That's the first time I was like, dang, they play basketball in Nebraska? it was.
Not good enough basketball.
Here's a funny story.
But...
My dad got me out of school. So I don't even know what grade I was in there. Probably like 9th grade, 8th grade. And it was down there. And so he's like, hey, you got some cheap tickets. It's in the Metrodome. Went down and, I was playing a little bit of basketball. I was playing basketball. I was more, I was more of a I was a football player, but, I like basketball and stuff. And, we went and I was like, dang, Nebraska's actually, I never thought of Nebraska. I barely knew Nebraska was good at football because they always played Miami.
Right.
Like, dang, they're good at basketball too. They got smoked.
Stricky's had some stories to tell about Nebraska basketball in the postseason. It's always interesting.
About that team?
Well, he wasn't on that team, but his teams in the postseason.
What did he say?
I will leave that up to Strick to share with you tomorrow.
They choked.
Yeah, and there are some reasons that he thinks that.
Yeah,
that is so.
Yeah, I mean they didn't perform. Was Strick on the team that won the NIT?
Yeah, that's
yeah,
tricky.
yeah. They
Big
turned
8
it.
and NIT.
Yeah, they turned it up. So
Mhm.
yeah, that was first. I was excited for the trivia. Austin rained on my parade.
Well,
damn.
If I was starting to think about it because those are some pretty major events. Los Angeles wouldn't have done. It was the World Series was the giveaway, right? Because how many baseball teams play in domes? Not nearly as many like Tampa.
But I didn't
Not
say it
gonna
was
have
a
one.
dome. I said no longer here. You just knew it. You too damn smart.
But you're not going to play an outdoor basketball championship in April.
That's right. Yeah.
So
you're right.
that
But,
was
Austin,
in the World Series. And
Austin,
that's kind of
you answered that in a matter of like 20. Not even you were you did the process of elimination to the Metrodome in like 5.3 seconds, 5.2 seconds.
0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds flat.
You're too damn
That's
smart.
me.
I'm gonna get you soon.
You will.
Anyways, we'll take a quick break. Come back. Jay Foreman, DP, Mr. Smart Man over there, Austin Oerman. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through January 29th is $2 off bacon, $2 off summer sausage, and 20% off on crackers. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey guys, this is Lexi Rodriguez, former Husker and now League One volleyball athlete. League One Volleyball is bringing the action to Omaha with our first serve on January 24th, 7 p.m. at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena in Ralston. Witness history in the making as we take on Love Madison in our first ever home match. Visit lovboma.com for tickets. First serve January 24th. Be there when it all begins. That's lovboma.com for tickets to watch Love Omaha Volleyball. Go Big Red and go Big Green.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Inventory in Lincoln is extremely low. Current lead times for construction are running anywhere from 7 to 9 months. Having some homes that are available now is really great for our community.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
Finding affordable home in East Lincoln is getting very difficult to do, especially in a new construction. We have homes available just on the west side of Hillcrest Country Club. Prices start just over $400,000. Big ranches, 3-stall garages. Our designer has selected incredible finishes that will amaze you. To get a new construction home on that side of town for just over $400,000 is a fantastic buy.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100 and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Limitless Mail has redefined the little blue pill with our new ED trochees that melt in your mouth, delivering faster results so you can be spontaneous again. Once you try the Limitless Mail trochee, you won't go back to the little blue pill. Our trochees go right to the source through your bloodstream, leading to quicker, harder results. To experience the difference for yourself and your partner, schedule a free consult with the men's health experts at limitlessmail.com.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep your clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex at West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman on this Wednesday. Old School Crew brought to you by the Mercado. Certified Piedmontese, special ingredients of Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th Yankee Hill, 85th and Laundromat, 168th and Maple, up there in the O. Appreciate the text line. John and Cortland said Strick didn't play with Rich King. Yeah.
Just missed
him. Yeah, just missed him. Rich King is 7'2".
Mm-hmm.
Austin, on the spot. Who drafted him?
He went to the Sonics, didn't he?
Damn. All right, I'm done asking you. Per our conversation before, Bo Lever says that many schools are public institutions. And then he also says make eligibility 8 years. Listen, there's people that have exceeded 8 years, Bo Lever. But nevertheless, speaking of eligibility, one of the transfer portal issues that I think that, or we've, obviously talked about off air. If you read, I'm pulling it up here. Give me a second. Gotta get my notes right. Wide receiver from Texas, Mr. Johnny B. Bad Cook, has been kicked off the Washington Huskies. Literally, probably only been there a week. 2
Maybe.
weeks. Right.
Yeah.
And now this is after being kicked
17
off.
days is the
17
official
days.
count.
And this is after being at the University of Texas and being a former 5-star recruit and being kicked off Texas's team because of obviously playing time issues. And they're in the college football playoff run at that time. Big 12 championship game or SEC championship game, excuse me. And then obviously going through the college football playoffs, he gets kicked off the team, immediately goes to Washington. They say, you know what, hit the bricks too. That's part of this instant portal where you just go for it, you chase the money, or you look for the quick, answer on the other side as far as like, oh, I need a receiver, I'll get him. That's why if you can find as much background on them, maybe recruit as many kids as you can, honestly. So if you have a second go around with them, you can make a more more efficient decision. This is obviously not efficient decision on either part, but probably the most efficient decision on Washington's part because they saw some things that maybe they heard or knew and pulled the plug very quickly. And this is one thing, if I could give players, any players or anybody, any type of advice, the pettiness level and resentment level among people in authoritative positions last very long, and they just do it because they can. And in particular coaches. And so you need to understand this. And yes, there's plenty of coaches that have made mistakes. There's times that maybe more times than not, or maybe 50% that players should be playing when they aren't. And there's different reasons, and there's probably politics or whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. But playing the game within the game is a lost art, and you need to exercise professionalism at all times, because every move that you make is being evaluated to a higher percentage now or higher rate now, because number one, there's more people out there that are willing to come in and quote unquote fall in line and work hard and be a part of a team than there is not. So then that lessens your value just like that, just on that alone. Really good players don't act like this. No. They don't have to, because that's not how they're wired. That's number two against you. And then number three, you're getting paid. So the expectations are higher no matter what your age is. So if you're an 18-year-old kid like Underwood up there at Michigan or wherever he's at, you're a highly compensated athlete day one, year one. The expectations are you to play to your pay level, not your grade level.
Right.
Right, wrong, or indifferent. That's the deal. That's how you. So as you cash those checks, be aware of what your expectations are. It's all fun and games until we get about July and August, and then the fun and games are gone. So you got to make sure the eyes are on the prize the whole time. And for him, you got to do some reflection. You got to really look in the mirror and decide, are you going to be one of those stories of a guy that's a former 5-star bust, or are you going to make something of yourself? It's not a talent thing. You can't tell me the kid's not talented.
Right.
Now there is a talent that's not evaluated. That's heart, mental toughness, being selfless instead of selfish. Those are things that probably separate him between Ryan Williams or Jeremiah Smith, and everything being equal physically. And so for him, in a lot of kids, is that I think now, and I want the text line's opinion of this. I think, or I would. Now, depending on where you are as a program, because if you're really stable, kind of like Ohio State, where you're practicing for national championship, you're bringing in this roster, you're retaining guys, you're really maybe focusing on developing your younger guys in the first part of the offseason, it's different. But I think you're going to start to see, and this might go along with changing the schedule, using this first part of the offseason as like at-will employees, you're paid to try out basis. If we decide to keep you, this is your contract. For these type of cases and for some of those fringe players. And then you'll see guys that might have transferred in or committed and then here whenever school starts. So let's just say January or February, but then could be back in the portal in June in this case. You get what I'm saying?
I do. And I think that we see that in like Major League Baseball, for example, where you can invite guys to spring training that aren't on your roster, right? Not guaranteeing them anything, not paying them anything. And most of it's just not on your 40-man, right? So you can bring guys in your own minor league system up there. But I think a version of that could work for football as well. Or shoot, like bring a guy into camp in the NFL, you cut him, say, yep, he's not for us. You can get right back out on the street and get another opportunity, right? Or does he have to go through waivers first?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you change the offseason, you do have some sort of waivers and I
don't know how that would work.
Yeah, like a dead period, or you could have an acclimation time. And it's hard because it'll hurt the teams that are playing longer. I'm thinking like if you don't make a bowl game, or if your bowl game,
but they probably need to utilize this less than
exactly
the other teams.
So like
so
if you could,
that's the trade-off.
but you're not really working out like after the bowl game, so it's hard. But I just think like in these cases, I think they're going to really. You're not able to do as much background on these kids because number one, you're trimming the roster. You're trying to depending on where you're at, fill the roster just getting guys in at a position of need.
Yeah.
With less background. So it's like, let's see what we got. And it's kind of a, I guess, speed dating type of deal. And then you hit the, like the red button. Oh, no, next. So that's what it's going to be. And then also the players can do it as well. Say, and here's an example, right? So this happens all the time in the NFL is if you're not a big time free agent and say you're getting late in June and you want to get into camp, oh yeah, we're only bringing 4 tight ends to camp. Well, next thing you know, you show up and there's 6. I got to hit the bricks because the numbers aren't adding up in the guaranteed contracts, and essentially depending where you're at. And so you see it sometimes in the NBA where even though guys have guaranteed contracts, they're only going to keep 13 guys, and the 14th guy is you, and then next thing you know, you're in the wind. So I think you're going to see maybe some turnover. We're just going to just roll the ball, especially if it's a position where it's really, really unproven. And that could be even, you might have 2 proven starters at, let's just say, wide receiver or tackle, or 1 proven starter at tackle. Well, then you bring in an overabundance of tackles because that's where you can have maybe higher numbers. And then you can see, okay, well, this is a developmental guy. This is maybe a fringe starter. Well, this guy beat out X player here. This is the guy we could potentially roll with going into the season. And now we still have some depth and backup being able to reload.
And that's where Washington, with this Jonte Cook departure, is kind of in a tough spot because he was the 1 wide receiver in their transfer class so far. So this is a guy that they speed dated, were willing to take a chance on, and then 17 days later, he's not a part of the team. He's off the roster, and we don't know exactly what went into it, but it makes you wonder, Jay, if in Washington's rush to put it together, rush to get guys in the class, did they seriously consider the ramifications of, say, his tweet about Quinn Ewers, right? When that rumor comes out that Quinn Ewers was going to be offered $6 million to transfer
to Oregon, I think.
Right. And Cook's the one saying, wasting y'all money for real.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just a young man who was salty about his playing time, right? And is taking shots at anyone or anything related with the program. But that's where I think coaches that had some time to sit down, think about who they want to go after and pursue seriously, maybe they take the risk on Jonte Cook anyways. Like, yep, we can bring him in. We trust our system. We trust our culture. We trust our guys. He'll fall in line. We'll have a talking to him about it, but it's not going to turn us off. But maybe you do more digging and you say, oh, this is a pattern of behavior for him. Do we think that we're going to be able to change him? Maybe, maybe not. Is the talent worth or not worth the trade-off? Kind of like we've been talking about with the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? You go down the list, whether it's, starting with Antonio Brown down to Chase Claypool to Deontay Johnson to George Pickens. For every one of those players, Pittsburgh did their due diligence on and got some good stuff out of every single one of those guys, maybe less so Claypool than the others. But as soon as those guys weren't worth the headache, the production wasn't there, they were gone as quickly as they could be jettisoned from Pittsburgh specifically in this instance. And that's where I think having some of that dating period, if you want to call it that, the not really trial run, I think that's the right way to describe it. But like you said, get them in for spring ball. Are they a fit culturally? Are they a fit on the team? Do they look like they're willing to work through their issues? Are you willing to work through your issues as a program and come to that common ground? The only sort of curveball I could see being thrown into this is, let's say for Jonte Cook, right? He's at Texas, still taking classes through the end of the semester. Probably had to enroll in Washington, right? He's just going to drop out of all his classes, lose all those credits. We either got to decide we care about academics or we don't. But if we're going to have this kind of interim period where you can go someplace for spring ball and we're going to be concerned about academics at the same time, I wonder if there would be some way and I know there's countless hundreds of thousands of different majors for guys out. I mean, thousands just at the Division I level alone for what guys are, potential to major in. But is there a way for the NCAA to centralize some of these classes, to do them online? So you can start out by saying, we're taking these NCAA approved classes for credits that will transfer to any, Power 5, any Group of 5, any FCS school. And then if you decide that you are going to stick it out, you're going to be a member of that team, you have to sign up for X number of credit hours for the fall semester.
Yeah, I mean, I think this situation screams Antonio Brown. all over again because when you start, I'm just looking at this in the portal, which I always like to look at. Washington got desperate because they didn't have a commit.
Right. He's the only one.
Yeah, he's the only one. And now they might have some guys already there, but highly doubtful, right? Because you just lost 2 first-round picks the year prior, and you just don't have first-round pick receivers out there. And Jed Fish is used to seeing first-round picks, as we had McMillan at Arizona that's going to be drafted this year. So he knows what it looks like, and he likes big, strong, fast receivers. He used to coach and was on the staff with Andre Johnson, so he knows what greatness looks like. And potentially this kid could have been great, but obviously with them not having a commit as a wide receiver, at least right now, I'm already down to 80, according to 24/7 Sports. That's when you operate out of desperation. Now, I will tell you this. This is why I think it's Antonio Brown. And if you remember Hard Knocks, he probably left Texas. He probably already finished out the semester or quarter, so he probably was in good standing. He transferred to Washington, and he probably got some money, when he signed, and he got too big for his britches. He thought he was brand new, and you haven't started school yet because this right here will tell you when you're enrolled, because that means school's obviously started, obviously before Nebraska, so forth and so on, at least by my assumption here. And they said enough is enough. I guarantee you he was acting a fool and not working hard in the early season, off-season workouts. Maybe like position meetings through the players and maybe the coaches. I don't know what they can and can't do at this point.
You probably get a certain number of hours of contact, especially with strength
I'm sure he
coaches.
was acting like at the training table or in the weight room. And I also can almost guarantee this is all in the 17-day period. They started to watch and see what his habits are. So he got real comfortable real quick because he probably got recruited. He got compensated, and then he got ignorant.
Yeah.
And then they said, you know what? If it's starting out like this, and we're trying to build a team, we're trying to build our culture here, we can't have this guy here. And so that's some of the horror stories that you got, because you got to think when you look at all the top receivers out here, people move quick. You got Zachariah Branch, Georgia, Deuce Robinson, Florida State, Eric Singleton, Auburn, Dane Key, number 4, Nebraska, big get. Nick Anderson from Oklahoma. Then you got Texas A&M checking in. These schools is moving quick. Georgia, another one. Obviously, the dude, all them drops, Georgia went and remedied it. Auburn, new quarterback. We're trying to be a little bit more explosive. Missouri got Kevin Coleman. TCU's in the building. So when you think about, we got an update.
Oh?
Now, I don't know if this is real or not. What's today, the 18th?
Today's the 15th.
So when I got on here and went up and down, it said Jonte Cook II committed, but not enrolled. I just refreshed it. They say he's enrolled, according to 24/7.
How does that change the calculus, Jay?
That brother said, listen, I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. He like a squatter. You want me to leave? No, I didn't hear that.
I'm good.
You really want me
I
to
like
stay?
Seattle.
No, you
I'm
don't. Right?
Is that a thing where it's almost just like the suspension? I know you can suspend guys, but are they gonna boot him off the team and make him earn his way back on? If that case, why not just suspend him?
Because you're trying to maybe see how well he does in school. Maybe kind of like you're away from the team for a while.
So then is this also a way to maybe free up a scholarship and he's going to earn his way back? He's got to walk on?
No. He just out. He might just be in the win. I don't know if it's official or just rumors. He probably got in trouble. Hey, look, if you're resetting a culture, there's going to be some pushback. There's people that you're going to say, you know what, take a break and see if they want to come back and play.
And even for Jed Fish, it's not really a culture reset.
No,
this guy's still trying to establish himself.
Putting your stamp there.
And that's where I think you have to make that mark early, right? Get it established, hold the line, be strong even when it's difficult early on. Then you learn what works, what doesn't work, and then you ease up. If you try to ease up and then change up and get tough later on,
it's not going to work. No. So it's probably a little bit of everything to see how he reacts. Worst case scenario, they got a semester of school that he can get, or he gets in line. But I think ultimately in the beginning of the offseason, you got to set the tone And you got to set the tone both from a structure standpoint, expectation standpoint, and accountability. And obviously, he's struggled with that at times. And so we hopefully wish him the best. And I guess he's enrolled. I wonder if he was sitting in the front of the class with a like PJ Fleck with a golf shirt on. So we got a couple texts here. Old dad 34. Is that more on the kid or the team? He went to, meaning the kid from Texas. Oh, that went to Washington. So he's asking about the kid. Is it more on the team? Well, it can't be on Washington. He just got there. Like it's on the team. Maybe he just didn't do enough homework, but ultimately talent allows you more opportunities.
Yeah.
He's obviously very talented. Not very smart yet. So I think if he's been kicked off the team more times than not, it's the kid.
I think
this early, 17 days. You ain't done nothing.
Right.
You just showing up, getting loose, doing some arm curls and stuff. You ain't really, you ain't doing nothing. Man. If you can't
probably still trying to learn your way around campus.
Right. You trying to see if Uber Eats account is still transferable up there. You trying to, you 17 days, you just having fun.
And this is where there's a really interesting sort of dynamic at play as well, Jay, is because I don't think coaches cognizantly consciously look at themselves as saviors. Oh, this kid is in a bad spot. Oh, this kid is, in a tough spot mentally. I can fix him. I can save him. I don't think that's what they're going for. They're going to improve their roster, right? Talented player, want to help him. I think there are definitely coaches with a heart for these guys. You can't just be, a home for the cast-offs and say, "Oh, yep, you're troubled. You have issues. You're a young man trying to find your way. Come here. We're going to be the program for all of them," right? You have to balance it, but at the same time, you can't just write these kids off, right? I don't want no one else to take a chance on Jonte Cook, right? Clearly, he's young. He's immature. He's working through some things. I think that's what we've learned in the last 17 days, at the very least, if not the last few months from that tweet. So that's a lesson to these coaches. Have a plan for this young man. It's a lesson to the young man. Hey, this is now 2 schools that said, no, I'm good. You can go someplace else. At some point, you got to look internally, reflect a little bit and say, what do I have to change? And I hope he does find a spot that's good for him and he grows. Will it be at the Power 4 level? Probably not. Maybe that's the humbling he needs. Maybe he doesn't need humbling at all. I don't know.
Yeah.
Being on the outside, this is where I think, I don't want to speak too much into it, but I wonder too if the next, quote unquote market inefficiency in recruiting is you have your talent evaluator. So like for the old Nebraska staff, like Evan Cooper, right?
Yeah.
Down at Florida State. He was the talent guy. He watched the film, look at the track numbers, all of that. You need a guy like that, but you don't always get the vibe of the person, right? The personality and that stuff. So will coaching staffs make sure that in these recruiting meetings, if they hear some rumblings about a kid like this, whether it's a position coach or not, do you bring the guy you trust most with your young men, your young athletes into the room with this guy, even if he's not his position coach, to see if you can get that coach or that advisor to sign off on him?
Yeah, I mean, it's twofold. I mean, it's tenfold. I would probably have a lot of former players around because you're going to get unsolicited, raw answers.
Yeah.
And you can pick up on things that, okay, say you're a coach, right? And say you got 4 receivers in on a recruiting weekend, whether it's high school or portal. And you got somebody just kind of just chilling in the background and watching, asking questions, going off the vibe, breaking down barriers. You can't do that because you out here talking out to 4 different kids and their families and the coaches giving them updates from your perspective. That's number one. But I'm gonna tell you this: anytime you go on a recruiting visit, you're on your best behavior. You want to know an example? I'm gonna tell you this before I go to break. I usually wear almost the same thing every day. Okay, I do change my underwear and I do take showers.
And you do laundry, I presume.
I do laundry. Not very good, as we've seen today.
Does it get done?
It does.
Okay, good enough for me.
I just flooded my house, but
we won't blame you. Yeah. That's not on you.
Yeah, it's on me. It's all good. When I came on my visit down here to Nebraska, you want to know what I wore?
Suit and tie.
Almost. I wore dress slacks from JCPenney that I actually got for Christmas.
Nice.
Because they get the catalog and go, they probably spend it too much. I would have rather just worn jeans, dress shoes, white shirt, black tie, red cashmere or some form of bootleg cashmere sweater.
And that Jerry curl was slick back, wasn't it?
You know, I had the little fro, and I just my man Uncle Eddie up in Minnesota lined me up.
Thanks, Uncle Eddie.
But then once I got down here, and after I got through the minute, I was turned up 2010. Okay, so
this thing goes all the way to 11.
Right? Yeah, I was up at level 15. I went from look. My dad couldn't come. I'm on my own. Got a little change in my pocket. Even you know what I'm saying. Even though my per diem got a little light, but I still had a little change in my pocket, and I was in a whole new area. I was acting brand new. So all I'm saying
What's
is,
up, Lincoln? Meet Jay Foreman.
Right. And it was a good time. But I will tell you this, is that these kids get there and then you really don't know until you get them in your program. So now I will tell you this from a coach's perspective before we go to break. There's two different types of coaches. There used to be kind of a go-between. Now you got guys that want to coach anybody and everybody, and they feel like they can be the coach to get the light turned on with them. Or you got coaches that don't want anything to do with them because it's too much time. There used to be in between. And that's why it was more harsh if you went to a coach that was very, very accommodating and lenient and helped like a ton of players, like a Mike Tomlin. So that's why it looks so bad for Johnson. Looks so bad for Pickens. It looks so bad for Claypool. I don't even know Claypool in the league anymore. Johnson's on the way out.
Well, and even like Sarkisian, right? He does his own issues, right? If there's a guy that's willing to work with players through something, I would hope it would be Steve Sarkisian.
Right, and he's very open with it. He's made a tremendous comeback. So coming to him with some issues, even if it's playing time issues, and to understand how it affects you, he's more lenient. For him to tell you hit the bricks, especially when you do it in a championship year, that lets you know he's trying to hold him hostage because he knew he had Washington in the back pocket. Now he ain't got nothing in his pocket but some lint and probably a checking account balance that don't look right. Anyways, what looks right is us up against the clock. We're going to take a quick break, come back. Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman, we'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100 and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Fear's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Fear's cheese spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fear's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day with a light breeze, an afternoon high around 38. Tonight, mainly clear skies and light winds below near 26. Tomorrow, we'll see sunshine and light winds, and an afternoon high near 48. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through January 29th is $2 off bacon, $2 off summer sausage, and 20% off on crackers. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, four-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green!
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep your clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex at West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Allow me to get a bit sappy. For women, jewelry isn't just a gift. It's a timeless symbol of love and appreciation. You have to get this right. No fleeting trends or gadgets will make the impact. Every time she wears it, every time she gets a compliment, you win. Trust me, guys, you'll get your money worth. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call John Henrys at 402-435-5555 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-435-5555. Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
You're working out, eating right, living a healthy lifestyle, but your energy sucks. This could be a sign of low testosterone. Where do you turn for help? The answer is Limitless Male, the #1 testosterone clinic for men in the Midwest. Start by scheduling your free consult at one of our 13 clinics. If low T is the diagnosis, a custom treatment plan will get your energy back on track. What are you waiting for? Schedule your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Hey, Husker Nation. This is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top-quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, we're back. Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman, old school, talking a little recruiting. Appreciate all the texting in for condolences for the Hoffman family. And obviously, if you hadn't heard, Jack Hoffman passed away today, but lives a lifelong legacy of his fight and obviously work with cancer. So, and obviously, let's not forget his dad as well. Passed away, I think, at some time last year. Both of them, the Hoffman family, obviously from the time Jack was 5 years old, made a mark here in Nebraska, the football program, and the whole nation with his work, and obviously being at the forefront of it. But one thing also, Austin, that we talked about is these stars, and Nick Saban used to have this thing, and Kirby used to be able to do it. Now, when the portal's constantly open, you're not able to do it as much, but you can still do it in some form or fashion, and this is probably what happened to Mr. Jonte, is that when you de-star them, the stars are great while you're getting recruited. And that's when you are in and out of the vortex or when you're just coming in from high school. And I'm going to tell you this, when you're a highly recruited kid at some places, not Nebraska, but at some places, and particularly, I would tell you at a couple places down in the SEC, the coaches will take kids like this or a kid that just as long as you have a 4-star ranking, um, they'll get a little care package. Get a little, and that's what you get as a recruiting. You get paid more. You get a little bit of bonuses based off of it. And so that's where you see some guys maybe take some flyers on that. Now, I don't think that was the case in Washington. They saw a very talented player, hadn't played at all or a lot, looking for an opportunity. You needed a player like that stature, thought it could work out well. He probably sold himself very well on the phone, and obviously if they did a Zoom or whatever you call it. And then when he got there, things.
You can fake a phone call.
Yeah, and it looks like it hasn't, worked out. But the thing is about when you D-star a kid, it's not – people always look at it, which is always funny. If you coach a kid hard, hold them accountable, D-star them, essentially, everybody looks at breaking them down. No, it's just kind of giving you a reality check. It's no different than you go to law school, which is very competitive. You get chosen, or you choose a firm, and once you get there, you're working until midnight. You're not on the, I used to watch that show Suits. You're not a partner,
right?
So you're filing. You're doing a lot of the work, and then the closer's coming in and doing it. And that's no different in football in the locker room. There should be a pecking order, and no matter who you are, or you can look at Jeremiah Smith. He's one of the guys. He came in. He had to earn the stripe on his helmet. That's what they do in their spring. Everybody doesn't have a helmet. He got a stripe very early. They have the ability to take it away if you don't continue along the process of being the best player. Obviously, he's done that. But he's earned his stripes, and he knows where he stands in that locker room no matter what he does on the field. And that's how you build a standard in a culture. And it starts with, hey, the reality is you were really, really good at Lincoln Lutheran, but now you're here. So that's the past. And I think some of these kids and some of the coaches that are recruiting, or the recruiter guys, are too fixated on that because that's sellable and it's easy. But in reality, push and play on their tape and really getting and maybe breaking bread with them, getting to know them, is more important than what they were at a previous time, and in some cases 2 or 3 years prior.
Because players change, bodies change, situations change, circumstances change. And I think we underrate the fact that, hey, guess what? Stars go away. They go away. As soon as you get recruited, you commit, and you're on campus as a freshman. Hey, guess what? Stars go away. Enter the portal. They come back for a week, 2 weeks, till you find your new home. Then guess what? Stars go away. It's not like you're a general in the Army where you get to keep your stars as a badge. Like, hey, look at me. I'm a 4-star general. I'm a 5-star general. Look at me. I mean, I get attention. Yeah. I get honor. You listen to me. It's not how it works. Whether it's football, basketball, baseball, go up and down the sport, not how it works. So it's just a very small picture mindset for coaches and players to be fixated on stars for stars' sake. Now, when you earn 5 stars from a recruiting ranking, these are very wonky. I know there are plenty of places and opportunities and players where maybe not a 5-star, they know the right people, said the right thing to the right person, whatever it is to boost the star rating a little bit. But as we've seen, the more 4 and 5 stars you have on your roster, the more likely you are to compete for a national championship.
Oh, for sure.
Like, that's just factual. So I'm not trying to say stars don't matter, but stars aren't everything.
Yeah.
It's a point, it's a measuring stick, but the stars are your 12-inch ruler. What you do in college, that's going to be your yardstick. And then if you make it to the NFL, however long that tape measure stretches is up to you, and then some of the situation you walk into.
Yeah, I mean, it's most of the guys that are 4 and 5 stars and they're helping teams win, they were legit. They're good team guys, and they know how to operate in a team concept. The ones that stick out are the ones that are either solely on potential or on reputation of somebody that previously played there, a high school, a region of the country, a high school coach, or something like that. And their talent, maybe against lesser than competition or maybe same level of competition, has in the short term outlasted the off the field issues. Off the field issues could be liking to go out too much, not studying, not being a good teammate, so forth and so on. And so you see all that. And the funny thing about it is when guys are on their second and third school, what's funny is to make it seem okay, they reference what they were. 3, 4-star recruit. But you never talk about a kid, and I don't like him already because he chose to go to Iowa. Mark Gronowski is the former quarterback at South Dakota State. Has over 10,000 yards passing in his collegiate career. South Dakota State is obviously an ascending program, or at least was, obviously losing their coach and stuff to Washington State. I saw a thing on him or reading this thing on here in the notes is that they're saying that he had over 100 missed texts and 20 missed calls within 24 hours of him going into the portal. Not once have they mentioned what he was coming out of high school, because what he was coming out of high school was a catastrophic miss based on what he's developed into. Right. And the only reason that you know about him is one, because I mentioned him, but then also obviously he won. He worked himself in there.
Yeah.
So it's funny how the kids that exceed the low level expectations that they were put on them, probably unjustly, you never hear about it. Oh, this is a 2-star recruit that really worked his tail off. He's led him to a national championship. He's a leader in the program and in the community. He's a great fit for Iowa. Here's your extra $500,000 bonus, which obviously is excessive, but right?
Even if it's $500 bonus.
Here's your extra $10,000 because we have no worries about you. But they'll turn around and get a guy is more of a head case just for the 1% chance that it works out.
Right.
Just for the chance that the light switch stays on and not flickers. This guy's light switch is always on. And he's ranked down low as far as like all the other transfer portal quarterbacks, but I guarantee you he's probably going to outperform Devin Dampier that's going to Utah. Right? He's probably going to outperform Justin Martin that's going to Maryland. Sure, he's going to outperform Michael Van Buren Jr. that's at LSU. He ain't even starting. Right? So it's now obviously you got the likes of Carson Beck and John Mateer and going from Washington State to Oklahoma and all that stuff, but let's not be fools here and understand and not look at both sides of the fence here. And this is how you get to a point of a lot of kids moving a position like quarterback. You need to stay where you need to stay. You got a guy like even Malik Murphy who went to Duke, who had a great year. All of a sudden he's turning his nose up at Duke and he's going all the way to Oregon State. That's not even a part of a conference. And it'd be hard for me to be convinced that Oregon State has more in NIL and off the field opportunities than Duke, considering you're married to Manny Diaz, the coach that brought you in. You have 2 more years of eligibility. They're familiar with you. And you're a good kid off the field. Now you just made potentially a career altering mistake going all the way up there to Corvallis. And that's not even where you're from.
No.
So you see all these different situations. Now, look, he's a 4-star recruit. They probably overextended themselves up there. They probably sold the DJ Ungale, success up there.
And see, that's where if Jonathan Smith was still there, you could talk me
I was
into
just
it.
about to say,
I mean,
nothing against
Ungale's
Trent
got a
Bray
bigger
either.
arm, and I think Murphy's bigger, faster, stronger as a runner. But again, yeah, nothing against Trent Bray. Don't get me wrong. But again, if I'm a prospect and I'm trying to buy into a vision, I want there to be at least some sort of template for what this looks like with me. Obviously, Trent Bray's been around. He, has some idea of what it looks like. He's not Jonathan Smith. He's not the OC. He doesn't know exactly what it looks like. Again, they're not the exact same players. I would feel a lot more comfortable if I was taking over for DJ Uiagalelei with the same coach in place instead of a coach that's already been gone for a year.
Right. And the same offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And so forth and so on. So it'll be interesting to see, how some of these guys, fare because of over evaluation or under evaluation or be influenced by potentially something that was there in the past. So looking at Oregon State when Jonathan Smith was there as a coach is just like looking at a former 4-star recruit when he was coming out of high school. That's a long time ago. Couple texts here. How many 4 or 5 stars in that way when they leave high school? More than you think. More 5 stars show up, and you like You don't look 6'4", you don't look 295, and if that's the 295 you're looking like, I don't want to look like that. There's a lot of those
Dookie
guys.
5-star.
Yeah. And some of it's based on potential too. I got a text here from Insightful Dude. It says, basing your whole evaluation of a player on how many stars they have would be like basing an entire evaluation on a guy's 40 time. Listen, the Raiders have done that every year. They've drafted the fastest guy in the draft almost for a while there. It was every single year. And they were horrible for at times. Crowbait says
still are, funny enough.
Yeah. Yeah, and they are a dumpster fire right now. He said the Chiefs do get some calls. He must be talking about holding calls, right?
I didn't think we even mentioned the Chiefs that
No,
much.
we didn't.
Or again, that Crowbait.
Unknown texter 1853 said, how long before these college coaches start factoring how many schools did the kids transfer in high school and starts? Yeah, that's true. That's dumb. And I do think, I will say this, if you're like in a city like Detroit and you got to go to private school or private schools based on grants and all that stuff to play good football based on where your coaches go, I do understand. I think not everything is just blanket,
Right. And again, that's where the speed dating part of this comes into play and hurts both coaches and players, because the easy thing to do is draw those generalizations. Oh, this guy's been at 4 different high schools.
Yeah.
He's going to be at 4 different colleges. There are certainly cases where that's true. Like, who was that guy? Strick and I just talked about him not long ago. Basically, he was at 4 high schools, about to be on his 5th college. Like, in the past 8 years,
Yeah.
he hasn't been anywhere for more than a single year.
He was on QB1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah, yeah, I know you're talking about. This is Martinez or something like that. Yeah.
Something. But then you get a guy like Dylan Raiola,
Mm.
right? We all think Dylan seems to have a good head on his shoulders,
Mm.
right? Was he transferring for money, fame, glory? No, I mean, family moved,
Yeah.
moved again. Then guess what? He's committed to Georgia. He wants to go play in Georgia,
Right.
close to the staff that he was committed to at the time. That is a much different situation at the same position for those two guys. If
Right.
we just say, oh yeah, these guys are both flight risks, it
Yeah.
misses the mark.
Yeah, you missed the mark, and that's lazy evaluation. And
Yeah.
that's what you can't do. You got to really.
But you almost have to do it in the speed dating.
Yeah, you have to, and you have no choice because you don't have time. You got to fill a roster because guys are leaving. I mean, look, you had guys going in the portal from Nebraska probably as soon as they touched down.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure the game was Friday.
Mm-hmm.
You land at maybe 1:00, right? Because the game was at night, or get situated at 1:00. By the next morning, you saw guys with or next afternoon portal. So you got to think now you're playing defense, and you got a bowl game coming up, and this is the first one in like 8 years. So you gotta, you gotta really play offense here. And sometimes you can dribble off your foot when you try to chase these stars too much. So one thing we're not chasing is the up against the break. We're going to take a quick break, come back, put a bow on this bad boy, then turn it over to Mr. Bill Menschner and the Lighthouse for Lighthouse Wednesdays. Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through January 29th is $2 off bacon, $2 off summer sausage, and 20% off on crackers. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
We currently have a great inventory of homes that are completed or almost complete available right now that you could move in within 30 to 90 days.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
In Woodside Village, which is in Northwest Lincoln, catty corner from the new Northwest High School, we have available homes right now that start in the lower 300s. Sod, sprinklers are included, all your kitchen appliances, brand new homes ready to go. A very accessible area, easy to get downtown, easy to get on the interstate. It's just a great location. Our designer has selected incredible finishes that will amaze you. Available homes right now that start in the lower 300s.
Call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Hey guys, this is Lexi Rodriguez, former Husker and now League One volleyball athlete. League One volleyball is bringing the action to Omaha with our first serve on January 24th, 7 p.m. at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena in Ralston. Witness history in the making as we take on Love Madison in our first ever home match. Visit lovboma.com for tickets. First serve January 24th. Be there when it all begins. That's lovboma.com for tickets to watch Love Omaha volleyball. Go Big Red and go Big Green.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep your clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex at West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and is currently searching for journeyman plumbers to join their team. Experience is preferred, but not required for all applicants. When you join the team at Davis Plumbing, you'll receive full benefits package with paid time off. Join a small local business doing big things in Lincoln and surrounding areas. Apply today by calling 402-525-6922 or find them on social media. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we wanted to give a special shout out to all of our great customers, thanking you all for a record-setting year in 2024. Now let's get the new year rolling with some big savings. Right now at Cobble, we have some of the biggest discounts in the area with over $12,000 off list price or 0% APR on select new models. So stop on in the dealership or hit us up online at cobblecars.com to get true low country overhead in action. $12,000 off list or 0% APR right now at Cobble. So please stop on in or visit us at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Jay Foreman, Austin Oerman, old school. Quick segment here, a minute or two. Once again, I want to send condolences to the Hoffman family and everybody involved with Team Jack, but then also everybody that, has somebody that's affected with any illness, not just cancer, but, obviously that's at the forefront today. Thinking about people, and then obviously, you don't have to take any advice from me, but, care for your loved ones, man, and appreciate your friends, pick up the phone and all that type of stuff. It's never send a text. Heck, you can, back then we'd have to go through the whole thing, a call, and they got to answer. You can send a text. Extend that olive branch, man, because you just never know. Never know what people are going through. But anyways, we appreciate everybody texting in, support, and obviously with all the other stuff we got going on as well. It does put things in perspective, definitely. That's for sure. So anyways, appreciate you guys listening today. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be Thirsty Thursday tomorrow, the Eric Strickland Open and Eric Strickland Holiday. We are turning over to Mr. Bill Mitchner and Lighthouse. Make sure you stay tuned because they do a lot of great things as well. Jay Foreman from my man Austin Oerman, Old School. We'll holler at you tomorrow.
Having diabetes doesn't have to ruin your new year. Join a Nebraska-supported program like Living Well with Diabetes. You'll learn how to manage your symptoms, feel more confident, and reduce stress about your diagnosis. Search Nebraska Living Well with Diabetes and click on the DHHS Healthy Living Programs page to learn more. Paid for by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Abby with Midwest Bank. Stop by our new location at 70th and Pioneers. Our new full-service branch does it all. From our friendly staff to our easy online banking and mobile app, you get all the technology of a big bank that you need, but you still get the hometown customer service that you want. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Make the 2025 deer season your best yet. Come to the Nebraska Deer and Game Expo Friday, January 17th through Sunday,